back. It's another episode of Pals, the Professionals and Animal Lovers Show, which is really, started out as an idea, started out and evolved from a podcast radio show into a society, the Professionals and Animal Lovers Society. By the way, wherever you're finding us, like and subscribe so you can get hooked up and know when we're doing these types of things. Make a comment. If you're excited about something our guests are saying, tell us about it so we can engage with you that way. You can always send me an email, tommyd@pal-show.com, or Valerie an email at valerie@pal-show.com. We're super excited about what's going on, that we're growing. We're having the podcast. We have just like these great meetings. We have two levels of commitment and partnership from the business professionals and an advocate level. We'll tell you all about that, but we'll tell you all about that down the road because we got to get into this conversation now. So we believe the bond between animal lovers is incredibly strong. And that's why we continue to support each other in business, in rescue, and in advocacy so that everyone wins.
Especially the animals.
That is right. Whose voice is that? That is Valerie Heffron. Val, we do three things on the show. What are those three things?
We learn from each other, we educate, and we advocate for the animals.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I love that. This is a journey we're on. We're having so much fun together. We're changing the world, Val. We're making the world a better place. No big deal, just making the world a better place. I like to say Bill Donofrio is here from Longbridge Financial. Bill, we know each other through networking, through relationships, through connecting, through the Bayside Business Association, so many different ways. And your connection to the animals is one I really want to talk about. However, we do want to get into at some point just what it is you do professionally, because we have found, Valerie, have we not found that people who support the animals want to support each other in business? And it's really a big part of what we do together. So we want to know what you do professionally as well, Bill. But got to get this out of the way. Your background has this incredible picture of a dog with sunglasses on. So let's tell us about your connection to the animals, please, sir.
Wow. Connection to animals, extremely deep, lifelong. My mom was a real animal lover, and that's where I got it from. Quick, a little story from childhood. Mom wanted to surprise me when I was 5 years old with a monkey.
Oh,
So back in 1966, you
boy.
could actually order a monkey through the mail, and
Oh
and
my
she ordered this monkey.
No,
So the monkey came in a crate,
stop.
and the crate had a gate on the front,
God.
and there was a leash, kind of bunched up on the side, and taped to the side of the crate. So the crate came, mom, held on to the leash, opened up the gate, and the monkey went running out because the monkey wasn't attached to the other end of the leash.
Oh God.
And now the monkey is running all around the house, and she had no chance of catching it. So she called my father's office. So, and the call went something like this. Mom had, first of all, mom had the reputation of being a little bit of a loon in dad's office, just putting it out there. She was a lovely lady. But so she goes, I need to speak with Joe. And the secretary said, I'm sorry, Doreen, Joe is not in right now. So would you like to leave a message? So my mom says, yes, tell him to come home right away. His monkey is loose. So the lady just goes, okay, Doreen, Joe must come home soon. Monkey is loose. Got it, Doreen. Very good. So a couple of hours later, my dad comes back to his office and says to his secretary, hey, do I have any messages? So the lady very proudly, looks at her pad and she's reading it and she goes, yes, Joe, Doreen called and I quote, you must go home right away. Your monkey is loose. So my father, very deadpan, not a big animal lover. He kind of goes like this. He goes, that's strange. I don't have a monkey. To which the lady says, I have $10 says that you do.
Oh my God, I love this. This
So,
is incredible. I
God.
every part of this story is out of control. They shipped a monkey in a crate. Like I love the whole story of your dad and your mom, but I can't even believe, like I wonder Jeff Bezos, are you shipping monkeys in the year
yeah, yeah,
2025, right? From Amazon? Val,
right.
what do you think?
My,
I
how
know
times have changed.
it has. Valerie, what do you think about that? Maybe sea monkeys, maybe you could ship, but what are we doing here?
What do I think about that? Okay, well, your mother reminds me of my father, who's been up in heaven since 2011, and but as a child, he was constantly immersing me into nature, and he used to bring home records like 33, right, of different bird songs, and he would play it, and he would teach me, he would say like, which one do you think this is or whatever, and I'd be like, oh, that's a robin.
Oh,
um
wow.
but one day, I don't know if you guys remember this, there used to be a place on Long Island behind the old what is that, like 106, 107, and it used to be like a community farm that relied heavily on the public to feed the farm animals. So we used to go there on occasion. It was something to do. And one day when we got there, my father spotted a chicken that was limping, like it wasn't using one of its legs. It was just hopping around. And the next thing I know, I will never forget this as long as I live. I could tell you exactly. I was in fourth grade. So however old you are when you're in fourth grade,
Mhm.
and I see my father trying to catch this chicken that's hobbling around on one leg. And the
Mhm.
chicken, of course, was scared out of its mind. My dad was like 6'1", goes under a bush. And next thing I know, my father's under and inside this. I see this giant shaking bush. And he comes out with the chicken as if it's completely normal. I'm sitting in the passenger seat of the station wagon, opens up the door, hands sticks the chicken in my lap, goes, hold this. Now I'm holding a chicken and I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now, but everyone's staring at us. My dad gets, and we take off like Dukes of Hazzard, like dust in the air and all of that. Brings this chicken. It was called a Plymouth Rock chicken, beautiful, like black and white feathers, and brings it straight to a vet. Next thing I know, I'm trying to hold on to this chicken. We didn't go there thinking we were coming back with an animal. I didn't have a carrier. I didn't have a towel. I'm
Right.
just clinging on to this chicken. And now I'm sitting in a vet's office surrounded by dogs who were all very interested in this chicken. Chicken, everyone's barking. It was crazy. And then, long story short, the chicken gets some kind of a shot in the leg, and we come home with the chicken. My mother's flipping out. My mother's not from here originally. She's from El Salvador. She's like, "What are you crazy? We don't have a chicken. I can't have a chicken in the house. It's not our house. We used to rent." She's going bananas. My dog's going ballistic because he's very interested in the chicken. And we rehabilitated this chicken in our like basement attached to the garage. It had its own little spot for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, and then we released it back to where it was. But yeah, so I kind of really relate to the
Wow.
crazy parent story, but it's really just because they have such a heart for the animals.
Absolutely.
I,
Absolutely.
I listen. We had birds growing up. We had fish. We had snapper turtles. I do not relate to either of these crazy stories, but I would ask Bill. I got to dig deeper into this monkey story. Val, first of all, the chicken story is a great story. I love this. This is this show, gang. You never know where we're gonna go. What? How long did you keep the monkey for a long time? Did how long did it take to catch him? Like, because did Joe come home? Did Dad come home to get the monkey? I mean, where do we go from here?
Okay. Awesome segue. Dad came home and started chasing this monkey around. It was a duplex apartment. So the monkey is literally swinging from curtains, and it was quite the task trying to catch this monkey. So Dad kind of corralled this monkey into the bathroom and shut the door behind him. And he was wearing these thick leather gloves. Dad was a superintendent, so he had these thick leather gloves. So we grabbed the monkey and the monkey bit him through the gloves,
Shoot. Oh man.
Ooh.
and their reputation went downhill from there.
The gloves?
You know, with the monkey and my father. Yeah,
Oh,
so the monkey bit right through the gloves, and my father kind of lost his mind right there. But we had the monkey. By the way, the monkey we named Mary Joe,
why?
which we named the monkey after my cousin because they both had nasty dispositions.
Shout out to cousin Mary Joe. Oh my God. Wait a minute.
I
How,
gotta send this to Mary Joe now.
wait a minute. What type of monkey? Do you remember what type of monkey it was and how big was
Squirrel
it?
monkey.
Squirrel
Squirrel
monkey.
monkey.
All right. And like, how long did he live with you guys?
We had the monkey for less than a year.
Mhm.
Uh, the monkey was very messy,
I,
and you know, we have pictures of of Mary Jo sitting on my head, you know, on the bed between my brother and I. Mary Jo's cage was in the bedroom I shared with my brother. Right between our beds was uh, this tall red cage which had a couple of branches through it. And she was pretty messy, though. She would throw a lot of stuff out of the cage.
Oh.
uh, like
Well,
that's
And it,
like,
animals, right? I mean, these are not really domesticated animals.
no,
Like,
I don't believe they are. Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Neither were me or my brother for that matter.
Sounds like it. That room was really messy, I bet, with three of you in there. So what like I mean they do look cute, but they look sinister with this faces they got. I'm looking up I Googled squirrel monkeys. But like what's the noise? Is it like a screech? Like what are they or could they and they was she ever quiet? Was she always like talking?
She wasn't very loud. You
mhm.
know, I don't remember her being very loud at all. You know,
Okay.
I thought she was really cute. And actually, the last day we had her, geez, she had to run a little embarrassing about this one. Here we go. I didn't think I was going to be telling this part of the story. The
Oh,
last day we had Mary Jo, we were up in Fishkill, which is where my parents and my grandparents owned houses. So uh, my grandfather used to try to grow these roses every year and always had trouble, but they came in this one year, which was the year that we had Mary Jo. So my mom had tied Mary Jo up to a very long rope and she had access to the garden. And well, we found out then that Mary Jo liked eating rosebuds.
Hmm.
So my grandfather saw the monkey eating his rosebuds
oh no.
and said words to the effect of, I'm going to kill this
Freaking
expletive monkey.
freaking monkey, yeah.
And
Okay.
yeah, and there was no doubt in anyone's mind he was going to do it. He was well armed and he was, you know,
Oh
half crazy.
no.
He was half crazy. So my mom did the right thing. My mom released Mary Jo, you know, just, hey, you know, you got to go. He was going to do something really bad.
So wait, so Mary Jo just went into Fishkill into the woods?
Mary Jo ran into the woods of Fishkill. Now, picture Fishkill in the 1960s. There's nothing but woods up there. So now I am losing my mind
Oh, she just
because
had.
my monkey is gone and it's just run away. That night, there was this horrific storm.
Oh,
It was raining, it was thunder, lightning, and
Yeah.
I was losing my mind. So I wake up, I've always like woken up very early. So I woke up at about 6 o'clock in the morning and I am outside with a banana yelling, Mary Jo, come back.
oh no.
So, all right. So now my mom hears this. My mom is in the living room window, which was above this garden, which where the cage was. And Mary Jo started coming back towards us, towards me. So my mom says, look, when she gets close, take the banana, throw it in the cage, and when she goes in there, just close the cage. And that's exactly what happened. All right.
Thank
So we got the monkey back. So now later on that day, we're driving back from Fishkill to Bayside and we're getting gas. So in the back of this big Buick Electra 225, we got I'm sitting here, my brother is here, and the monkey's cage is right in the middle. So there's a guy pumping gas, and he looks at my father and he goes, "What's that, a monkey?" Father goes, "Yeah." Father goes, "You want it?" And the guy says, "Can I have it?" Father goes, "It's yours." He looks at me, he goes, "Billy, get out of the car." So I get out of the car. My father takes the cage, gives it to the guy, paid him
Oh,
for the gas, and off we went. And I was absolutely inconsolable.
of course you are. That was your pet, man. Oh
Yeah,
my
but
God.
but based on what had happened, just that day before,
Yeah.
I mean, that was.
So when do we make this transition to dogs?
Oh, we had dogs. Geez, we had dogs. We had cats. We used to rescue birds. Like if we saw a sick bird out on the street, me and mom would bring the bird in, nurse it back to health, let it go. Um, but dogs have always been uh, super, super special to me. I don't know what it is about them, but I have this very deep connection with dogs.
Man's best
Uh,
friend.
Man's
yeah,
best friend.
yeah.
Too.
So so yeah. So within the last and we've been blessed with great dogs. I was telling Valerie before we had a bull mastiff. Uh, her name was Bella. We got her as a puppy. And when I first met her, she was 12 pounds. She was this big, which is like the size of her head, like when she got older.
Yeah.
So, and she was just incredibly sweet, incredibly smart, and it was great. And once she passed, we got our first bulldog, and she was a rescue. Her name was Fiona,
Mm.
Mm.
and just an absolute love. Uh, and that's how I got my bulldog addiction was through her and my friend also. My friend is a huge bulldog lover.
Mhm.
So going over at his house, he had a couple of bulldogs and I just totally bonded with them.
Yeah. First of all, I wanted to say thank you for rescuing Fiona and also now Bernice. Um, and I just have to, of course, mention because this is the time of year, this is the most popular time of year where people decide they're going to add a new
Yeah.
fur member to their family. And I really, really, really want to encourage people to adopt. Um,
Yep.
I just got a text message today from someone, and they were talking about how they're interested in a lab, preferably a lab puppy. So, of course, I was explaining how there are breed-specific rescues all over the
Hmm.
country, and to please exhaust every option before you buy an animal. Um, knowing that one of our prior guests, Mark Garone, who painted 5,500 different pictures of individual
Yeah.
dogs.
That
Um,
was great. He was great.
he is great. And he did that. All of those dogs had been euthanized. One of his paintings is in my store to remind everyone that that's the average number of pets that are euthanized every single day.
Oh
Um,
my God.
Yeah. So 5,500 and many of them, by the way, are these quote unquote, designer dogs or purebred dogs and it's just really horrific. So by all means, I'd love for you to mention the rescue because I believe they're a breed specific rescue as well, but regardless, please tout the rescue that you're associated with that you got Bernice from.
Oh, Hurley's Heart Bulldog Rescue of Westbury.
Hmm.
Uh, Absolutely love them. The charity of choice. They do such remarkable things, and although the name is Bulldog Rescue, they do get other breeds of dogs. They
Hmm.
get calls from all over the country,
I'm sure.
especially after there is a natural disaster.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, yeah, they get calls, and I'll speak with my friend Harold, who helps run the organization with his wife. I was like, Harold, what are you doing? I'm on my way to JFK to pick up, 10 dogs from Florida,
Hmm.
Mhm.
and it's like I say it all the time. They do God's work,
Yeah.
as do the other rescues.
Yeah.
Uh, and I just love helping them out. Being a small part of the work that they do
Hmm.
is remarkable. And they have an event tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
Mm.
Oh
Uh,
yeah? What's the story
yeah,
there?
there.
What are they doing tomorrow?
Uh, there's a pet bakery in Belmore, and they're doing pictures with Santa, and they might have a Grinch there. I'm not sure.
All
Ha.
right, maybe I have to bring Cheeto. Pet bakery.
You know what? I should have looked up the
It's all
name
right.
of
I'll
the
look it up. I'll
bakery.
look it up while we keep telling stories. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah. So it's such a wonderful thing. I had once Fiona passed. That was extremely, extremely tough on all of us. Uh, I think it's a little more. I think I feel it a little bit more because a lot of my work is from home,
Mm.
Right.
and all of a sudden the house becomes so empty,
Yeah.
and dogs are a big part of my life. So I reached out to Harold. Actually, Harold reached out to me, and he said, "Look, whenever you're ready." Just let me know, and we'll help you find the perfect dog. So I was speaking with my wife, Maria, and you know, we've had female dogs for a long time. And she said, "You know what? Maybe we should get a male this time around, but not a puppy." Okay. I said, "Yeah, sure, that's fine." So I reached out to Harold and I told him this is what we're looking for. He goes, "Very good, we'll be on the lookout." A couple of weeks later, I get a call from Harold. And he said to me, "Bill," he goes, "I just want to let you know I do listen to you, but we have what I think might be the sweetest dog I've ever met."
Oh.
And, she's female and she's a puppy.
Oh.
And I was like, okay. And he said, "Look," he goes, we're gonna give you first shot, to see what, if you have a connection with her." So we went to an event, and Bernice was there, and there were about 5 dogs in the room and about 15 people. So we walked into the room, and all of a sudden Bernice comes running across the room and
Oh.
sits on my foot and looks up at me.
That was
And
it.
I looked at my wife and I said, "This is the easiest decision we've ever made."
Game over.
Sometimes
Yeah,
it's not
but
your
you know what?
choice, right? Who
This
rescued who, right?
she clearly rescued us.
Yeah.
It's you know what? And she is a miracle because she came from a very sick litter.
Oh.
Mm,
Uh, her mom and all of her siblings passed away during birth or shortly thereafter.
Wow.
And she, thank God, she's healthy.
Oh.
Uh, she's wonderful. So
That is the best feeling though, when you feel like they chose you. I mean, that's what they call it. And I mean, so my dog was a surprise, just in the sense that, I mean, I knew that we were going to get a dog. When my husband and I first moved in together, we got our first apartment together. His deal breaker was it has to have a garage. My deal breaker was we have to get a dog. So, and I was very diligent to make sure that, because at the time there was like a weight restriction and all of that. So I was really trying to figure out what was the best kind of dog for an
Mhm.
apartment and all of that. Anyway, what I didn't know was that my husband had been working with someone, one of his patients at the time, who was involved in rescue. And it took a couple of months, but all of a sudden one day he showed up with Jovi, and he's still with us 14 and a half years later. But the point is that so I didn't really have a hand. Jovi didn't like choose me per se, you know what I mean? But my
Mhm.
cat Puffy did. And she was an outdoor cat. Everyone thought she was feral. She had the ear tip, and I was feeding her. It took me a year to like get her to trust me and let me pet her. And then
Mhm.
right after that, we had in 2018, we had that big giant snowstorm in January, 18 inches.
Mhm.
So I was so nervous for her. I was scared. I was like, where could she possibly be? Is she okay? Is she freezing? And I was the crazy person walking around the neighborhood calling, Puffy, Puffy, come on
Mhm.
out, Puff. So bottom line was she hadn't been an indoor cat yet. And after my husband cleared with the snowblower the driveway and to the stairs of the back of the house,
Mhm.
I saw the sensor light go on because it was already dark at like 5 o'clock at night. And I just knew it was her. I can't, those moments where you're just like, I know what's happening right now.
Absolutely.
And I open up the back door. She's right there. And she goes, meow. And there was like ice and snow in her tail. And I open
Oh.
up the door wider. I go, get in here. And she walks in, and that was it. She never tried to escape. She never went close to the door, and she
Yeah.
became our indoor cat, and she was such a love. Oh my God. But it's so flattering. Like when they let you know, like, I trust you, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
We when I was a kid, my mom and I were walking outside, and in a storm drain, we heard like a very faint meow.
oh, yeah.
And we're looking around and we didn't see anything. And then the cat meowed again. We look down and then we see this kitten in the
Yep.
storm drain. So, and there must have, it was probably about 3 feet down, and we had no way of, reaching her. So
Yeah.
we went into the house, and mom used to crochet. So we got one of the blankets that she crocheted, bunched it up, and then fed it down the storm drain. And the kitten climbed up the
Ah,
blanket.
amazing.
Yeah, and that's a cat. Same story as you, Val. You know what? She didn't want to ever leave the house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They know when they stumbled into something good.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, she was funny. Her name was BB, and it stood for Ball Buster, because she used to like to get into a little bit of trouble now and again. But mom had, ironically, Val, my mother's dog's name was Puffy, and it
Oh,
was this little Lhasa Apso,
hmm.
and the cat BB used to sit on top of a coffee table in our living room, and just sit up there. And every once in a while, when Puffy was in within arm's reach, BB would reach down and slap Puffy right on the head, and Puffy would then spin around for a few minutes, like, what happened? What the hell was that? And BB would just like sit on the table and look at me. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah,
Well
yeah. I
named.
like I like you.
I'll tell you something though, it's so nostalgic when, here we are sharing some childhood memories and more recent memories, but to me, it has always been so prevalent. Like animals, they help create some of the best moments and memories of our lives.
I
That's just
couldn't agree more.
my father. I have to tell one more quick one. Sorry. My father used to play the piano. And all throughout childhood, and especially around this time of year, he would play the piano and the family would sing and all of that stuff. So there was a point where we had a parakeet, and we would let the parakeet out sometimes and it would fly from curtain rod to curtain rod to curtain rod.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
I noticed one day as my dad was playing piano, it started singing along, like as if he was the chorus.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And here's my favorite part. So that would happen. It was over a period of time, and we always got a kick out of it. And oh, if we only had this on video. My father decided to put some bird seed, yes, on his shoulder while he was playing the piano. Sure enough, the bird landed on his shoulder and started pecking away at the food, and then would just start singing with him, like as
Wow.
it
That's
was
awesome.
wild. And I was just like, no way is this happening.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Wow.
That's so
Oh,
smart.
that is awesome.
Yeah. That was my dad though. My dad would have tried anything. He loved animals so much and like he yeah, I these are just moments that I'll just never ever ever forget. You know?
Oh, sure. Sure. Yeah. I've always thought that animals, with me specifically, dogs, they bring out the best in people. They
Yes.
bring out the best qualities in us.
Yeah. And this is why, by the way, this is why we're doing what we're doing in terms of building our network because here's the thing, like I don't know if I personally would ever need your services, which we have to get into. We haven't spoken about that yet, but the point is that knowing who you are now as a person and your love for animals and your compassion, like I wouldn't hesitate to send you referrals or referral sources because I just firmly believe that when people have a heart for the animals, then it spills into everything else that they do. Like I believe you're a compassionate person, period. And I believe you're going to have empathy and patience with your customers, period. So that's the core of like these are the people I want to work with. These are the people I want to refer. These are the people who I want to see succeed. So anyway, why don't you tell us a little bit, Bill, about what you do? Sorry, it's so late in the show.
Oh, please, that's quite all right. We're having so much fun talking about animals. Please. So I do reverse mortgages.
Mhm.
It is all that I do. It's the only loan that I know how to do. I've been in the reverse mortgage business for 13 years. It'll be 13 years next month.
Mhm.
And I absolutely love it.
Mhm. Mhm.
There's I help and what I really love the most about it is that I'm helping people.
Yeah.
Seniors and reverse mortgages are people over the age of 62.
Uh-huh.
And you know what? A lot of those people are having trouble now,
Oh yeah.
with rising costs and a tumultuous economy,
Yeah.
and through no fault of their own, people are finding themselves, with a little too much month remaining at the end of the money,
Hmm.
and so I can help.
Yeah.
I can show them how to use the equity in their home to have a more comfortable retirement.
Yeah, and take some of the stress away, which is so bad. But you know what I just realized too is that because I do find it's so interesting. I do find that a lot of people that are like-minded, like so people who are compassionate to animals, um, many of them are also compassionate with seniors. And I think there's got to be some kind of a tie-in because if you think about it, right, those are two very vulnerable populations.
100%.
Yeah, yeah. I thought of my friend Bonnie, who she's a big time animal rescuer and advocate. She's lovely, and I realized what she does for work is she does companion stuff for seniors. So she'll be in
Mhm.
their house, she'll cook their food, she'll stuff like that, and she'll run errands for them. And she's very, very, very passionate about it because she believes that people that are in their later phase of life, especially if they don't have family around, we have to be kind to those who cannot really fend for themselves. That connection just hit me. I
Of
don't know
course,
why it took so
of
long.
course. Yeah, I love working with seniors. I
Yeah.
find them, I mean, they've lived through so much, very interesting times in our country.
Yeah.
And, the generation before me is, I think once again, the greatest generation.
Yes.
And to hear the stories that they have and the pride that they have,
Yeah.
that's like universal within that generation. It's
You know what I'm thinking about?
it's wonderful to be part of it.
You know what I'm thinking about? There's this whole there's this like focus of senior dogs. I mean, I could think of something specifically in my neighborhood that is a rescue that's focused specifically on senior dogs and getting them adopted. I'm wondering, Bill, since you already have this access to this community, it could be an interesting promotion. That's probably the wrong word, but an interesting conversation around um, helping senior dogs get adopted into because the senior dog often slowing down and the senior
Mhm.
citizen, senior human slowing down. I think, what do you guys think about that being a good connection as far as looking out for each other, the seniors and the seniors? What do you think, Val and Bill?
So look, I love the idea always of bringing an animal into someone's life if they're ready and capable
Mhm.
of caring for them. Some
Yeah,
seniors are unfortunately not. But also, I'm also a huge proponent. I don't care how old you are. I want every pet parent to have like an estate plan in place that includes the care for their pets.
yes,
If God forbid something happens to them, Tommy knows this. I know people who, I'm sure everyone knows people who have passed way before their time, right? And if they had pets, most likely they did not have a plan, and
right.
that is a big problem and one of the main reasons why animals are surrendered to shelters. But certainly, there's a great program out there. I forgot who we had them on the show once too. They have a program that involves people bringing pets to visit seniors in their homes, seniors in
Fantastic.
families.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this way they get to see the same animal on a regular basis, but they
Right.
buy their food, take them to the vet.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I like that idea. That's great. And it's interesting you say, in a
Awesome.
couple weeks we'll have Sherry Sugarman coming on the show, who's an attorney who's going to be talking about the legacy of pet trust and things like that and how to plan for your animal and things like that. Bill, how do people get in touch with you in order to connect, network, and use your service?
Sure. Cell phone is always the best. My number is 917-907-1458.
Okay.
Perfect.
I
Love
have a
that.
for you. Um when you're having consultations and meetings with your clients, um, there's always a little storytelling. Does the monkey story ever come up, or does the
Oh,
kid
yeah.
in the drain story ever come up?
More so the monkey. It's funny if if I see a dog or any animal more, but really a dog in a house that I go into, chances are they're going to do business with me.
Yeah.
And it's because their dog will have their head
Yeah.
on my leg, or I'll be reaching down and petting the dog for the entire time that I'm there.
I just realized something because you said that Bernice put her head on your foot. I'm betting that you put bacon in your socks and rub it on your pants. Is that right?
Doesn't everyone?
Val, that sounded very judgy, Val. It sounded like you're being very judgy about this man, what he does with bacon. Listen, unbelievable. Who knew we were going there? Listen, this show is the Professionals and Animal Lovers show. I sometimes have no idea where we're going to go, and that certainly happened today. Um, we we were excited. This is a funny story, and Bill certainly one of our friends, definitely part of the community, and we appreciate your support. And I remember when you were getting Bernice, and you were like thinking about, are we ready? We're not ready, and then it was like, you don't always get to make your own choices. But this is listen, if you want more of what we're doing, gang, stay connected to us, learn more about the society, the Professionals and Animal Lovers Society, stay connected. Let's keep in touch. We leave you with how we always leave you. The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. Treat your animals well. Treat your people well. Make it a great day. Thanks, gang. Bye.
Thank you,
All
everybody.
right. Hey, thank you very much.
You're very welcome, sir.
That was fun.
Cool. I have a quick